Hey, what's happening, guys? Dan Darrow here with another Options and Play video update. First off, thanks to those of you that stuck around yesterday for our option session. Uh, one, well, uh, One of the things we talked about was this idea of picking the bottom, which I'm going to get to in a second. But also, we went over kind of like what our game plan is going to be as we get into earnings season. All right, so obviously we're around the corner from a lot of big news, big catalysts, and I feel like if you like to play earnings or if earnings are a focus, it's definitely worth starting to get a game plan together. So if you weren't able to make the session yesterday afternoon, be sure to check that out, all right? And shoot me a message if you have any questions. But the other thing we talked about was this idea of picking a bottom, all right, or a top for that matter. And just in this case, it's been a bottom. A lot of things have pulled up a high. Um, and I mean, long story short, I don't like to do it. I don't like trying to pick a bottom. I don't really like trying to pick a top. It's not what I prefer to do. It's not really what I do well. Also, I mean, some of that has to do with like the way options trade. And this is just kind of like a quick example of what I mean, right? So when the spiders started to roll over, um, in when the spiders started to roll over in earlier in September, right? So just you know, as I walk through this, like just like think to yourself, like when does your confidence grow that the SPY is put in the bottom, right? So I realize that right when it comes into the 20 day has been an area where it's bounced, right? So when you see this move, does your confidence is your confidence higher or lower that a bottom is in, right? When you see the next bar, right? Tick down, or the next two bars, right? Is your confidence higher or lower that that a bottom is in, right? So the spiders are getting close to that 50 day. We've had some big bounces, right? But are you confident that the bottom is in, right? Like are the candles or is the chart telling you that a bottom is in, right? Let's do two more bars, okay? So a little bit of like a bottom, right? So you could say, okay, maybe this is it, right? Like your confidence maybe starts to get a little bit higher because it seems like some buyers have come in, right? Start to see maybe stabilize, right? But like is it are you absolutely certain a bottom could be in, right? And for me, I would say like, okay, looks like we're stabilizing, but we haven't turned the corner. Another bar, right? New low, right? Is your confidence higher or lower that a bottom is in? Okay, so I'll fast forward a bit, but then you have like a flush, right? Big breakdown, right? Now, okay, so the next day, right? High or low? Got the tail down to the 100 day, big washout to the 100 day, and now the next day the SPY, it does end up trading a little bit red, but nowhere near the low, right? The next day, right? Trades green. So now you have a huge volume washout, right? Stabilizing session, and now it starts to rally, right? So is your confidence growing that a bottom might be in, right? For me, yes. You had the washout move, right? And even if I wasn't involved on this day, like if I just stayed away, didn't want to pick a bottom, waiting for a confirmation the next day, start to get confirmation the next day, right? So bounce, stabilized, and then starts to see follow through, right? So your confidence starts to build, okay? And I know this is just like a very recent example, but look, you don't have to be in the absolute bottom. You don't have to be in the absolute low. For me, my confidence grows when the reversal starts to take shape, right? It's not being in the absolute low. It's not being involved at the absolute high. My confidence is greater when the pattern starts to really develop like the way I'm thinking, right? So even if I didn't participate on the first day, I didn't catch the low, right? Even if I didn't participate on the second day, right? Just waiting for confirmation. If I started to get involved on the third day when it already looks like, okay, big blow off, stabilization starts to tick up, right? There's still 2 days on top of that for follow through. So yeah, maybe I didn't get the best possible price, but my confidence was higher when I started to see signs of stabilizing, right? And what I really just want to like point out here, and obviously this is revolves around equities, revolves around options, is that oftentimes when we have when we have like extended moves lower, extended moves higher, right? When we have a reversal, it's not just typically one day, right? When you saw it in July, you saw it in June, you saw it in August. If you didn't get involved on the absolute low, there was still plenty of opportunity even after the reversal signs already started to take shape, right? When the indices started to tell you that a bottom might be in place. So for me, it all comes down to confidence. My confidence grows as the reversal starts to develop, right? So like I have less confidence when things are like extremely volatile and flying all over the place, and I mean, yes, there was a big tail underneath the 100-day, and it looked like maybe that could have been it, but really it was 2 days later. That's really when, to me, it felt like sentiment was changing, a bottom was starting to develop, and momentum was starting to improve, right? So the way I like to go about it is try to be patient, wait for your levels, and then if you have a game plan and you're looking at a specific stock or multiple stocks, then focus on the chart, right? Focus on like the important levels, see if the stock stabilizes, and then see if the momentum starts to build. And if it does, you don't have to be in the absolute low. You don't have to pick the absolute high, because there can be a lot of money to be made even after things already start to reverse, because oftentimes you see a few days together in a row. All right. So I know it's kind of like a longer video, but I mean, it's just, there's just something important that we spoke about last night, and I thought it was worth highlighting here. And plus, who knows, maybe we're kind of taking shape for another reversal coming soon. As you can see, like as we go about, I mean, we're getting down here again, and maybe there's some signs that we're starting to reverse, but that remains to be seen. All right. So if you like this video and you're looking for more information about swing trading or trading options into earnings, please follow up with the link in the description of the video for more information on options to play. Hope you have a great night. Stay well, and I'll talk to you all tomorrow.